Yeah, what I don't want to do that often just because I like to get into it, and
Yeah, yeah.
it's pretty draining.
I hope you're
Uh,
into it right now.
I'm no, yeah, we left off at a pretty tense moment there, so I was kind of happy to kind of like wrap it up while we were still sort of, you know, we had all that potential energy balled up in our anuses.
Yeah,
So I like the idea
yeah,
of trying to just wrap a bow on that, or
yeah.
put a gravestone up on that.
Ready to roll new dudes.
So yeah, we might need the week to roll new characters. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not sure yet. We'll see. So yeah, I updated the message of the day a little bit with just some of the bullet points. So basically, I'm not gonna do a full recap. I'll just kind of do these bullet points and talk through them. And you guys, if you want to expand upon that and talk about like recap stuff, go for it afterwards. But
Okay.
essentially, right now, I didn't even realize how much like a certain Game of Thrones episode this is turning into.
Yes, it is.
But there is a caravan led by the woman in purple and a retinue of guards sort of alongside of it, obviously drivers and some of the more basic guys driving and walking on foot beside it as well. And the woman in purple is at the head of this caravan. Heading out of town on the Eastern Road. You could call it a loot train, I suppose, because there are just numerous wagons. And I'm not going to put tokens for everyone in here. We're going to have to theater of the mind some things. But behind them, filling in all the way back from the crossroads where the blue arrow starts. Is just a very fairly a more unorganized group, and these are the more of the plainclothes kind of men and women who are part of this raid. They all appear to be like slowly flocking and slowly heading out of town at this point. And it's at this moment that the woman in purple furiously gestured not once but twice at the dragon, who seemed to like finally snap into, oh, I can play now mode. Like, at this for this whole first half of the evening, it's kind of like just heading past midnight right now in Greenest. This dragon has done very little other than try to instill terror and basically just guard the perimeter of the town, and very very much a herding dog type behavior. Um, and so loot train's heading out of town. Dragon has been signaled. The two gentlemen that were taking interest in Nine and Krennic and their prisoner, you very cleverly gestured and said enough of the right things, and the sending stone sort of display was a nice touch that kind of put them in their place, and they kind of scurried off just now from the intersection up where you all were right before the dragon was signaled. They scurried off down the road towards the masses of other sort of mercenaries heading out of town. As the dragon shrieked, I believe the three of you fled into the building where the Mark Guth family was supposed to be, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Beyond that, Oric with his new personal assistant Gribla, carrying a shirt full of supplies for the ballista, along with the 8 pieces of ammo that you recovered, managed to get back into the keep, signal the 2 guards who were waiting down there in the underground passageway, and get back into the keep itself. Very hastily, before the dragon shrieked in and began what sounds like it's going to be an attack, you began just hastily trying to repair the ballista. And it seemed like you had everything you need to kind of get the job done. It wasn't going to be perfect, but you felt pretty good about it. Escobert and Tarbaugh were up there as well, and as you kind of came up the tower, people were shouting. Enough able-bodied men, along with some more properly trained-looking soldier and guard types, seemed to be walking along the keep's walls and down in the courtyard of the keep, with bow and arrow out, trying to do what they can, looking like they're setting their sights on the dragon as well. Outside of the keep is a large column or army of kobolds with a blue dragon man at the front of it. They appear to be very organized and standing at the front of the gates, watching the soaring blue dragon as well. And you kind of heard Grimlaw as the dragon started flying off. You kind of heard, like, saw him look like very wide-eyed, almost happy at this thing, and just like, oh. And if anyone catches sight of like the kobolds lined up in formation outside the keep, they all also seem to have like this very strong, like just like little kids watching fireworks. Like they just seem enamored with the majestic adult blue dragon soaring overhead.
Let's kill him.
Behind them, not shown on the map, is about another dozen or so of the more plainclothes bandits who have also like just kind of lined up behind them in formation. So there's kind of like two enemy groups right now. The loot train escort and the majority of them all appear to be heading out of town on the eastern road, and this large group has formed outside of the keep and appear to be standing and waiting. And then obviously the third thing is the adult blue dragon flying that has just fucking flown over the roofs of some of the houses near the center of town and let forth a crack of its breath weapon, which is this fucking lightning that just comes shooting out and just bursting through all of the roofs of these houses, setting them aflame, setting them ablaze. And we will be picking up right there. You all can have 5 minutes while I take 5 of my own to discuss, do what you want. Just try to remember you can't, in character, communicate with each other, but you can talk a little bit out of character for now if you want.
Alright, so it looks like that dragon breath has a 60-foot reach on it, if I had to use my eyes. So let's keep that in mind if we have to run. I don't know, guys.
I'm thinking we can go this way down the road. I mean, if the back of the column is like over here or like one of these kind of lines, then we can sneak by without them seeing. And then we just flank whoever's attacking at the keep. And then once we wipe that squad out over here, these fuckers outside the keep, we'll.
There's 2 of those, by the way.
There are 2 of them. Yeah, one of them. It's kind of doubled in size of what you see there. But yeah, they're not kobolds. They're just humanoids.
They're all humanoids?
The ones like so behind the kobolds is not shown in token form. Is probably about 1 to 2 dozen humanoids of like the more mercenary sellsword types.
Oh.
Okay. But we also have ballistas pointing right at them.
Oh yeah, and those
not
are
to
for
take
the
out
back.
all of them, not to take out all of them, but it could send them to disarray and take out a handful. You know what I mean? It could benefit us in the end. I do have a thought about the pincher attack idea. Minor illusion. Fitty, just clarification. Can I cast it to look like, I don't know, Gra taunting
It's only 5
the
feet.
dragon?
It's only 5 feet. It'd be a
Well,
tinier
I
grab.
could poke my head out of a chimney or something.
Are you trying to get the dragon's attention?
Yeah, I'm trying to do fucking The Last Jedi here. trying to fucking Luke Skywalker their Kylo Ren, you know what I mean?
But I don't. See, that's the thing. I don't know if the dragon doesn't even care about us. In which case, like, if
He
you
might
draw
if
his
we start
attention-
attacking them.
So
Oh,
I
you
also
mean, like,
think
if we started
laying the
talking the
waste.
column, then he'll come over here.
Yeah, if we start hitting this area here, if he's laying waste to all these buildings, he's gonna come finish us.
And my thoughts
And
on
we're
that subject is, if we're with the army, he's not going to unload on his own people. So if we're with the caravan, or if we're fighting the people at the front of the keep, like Casey was talking about, then I hope he wouldn't fire on his own people.
Shit. I almost took message as a cantrip. This would have been the perfect moment because we could have been in the back of that line, and I
Yeah.
could have messaged Auric.
To say,
Been
come
like-
join us.
No, like, we're in the back of the line. Don't shoot us. We're here, but we're in camo. You know what I mean?
Right.
Fuck.
We could. What if we flank to the right and we set their caravan on fire with the oil we have?
But that's the thing.
We
like,
don't have oil.
Did we
We
give
gave it
it?
to Auric.
Ah.
And we only have 3
just to
small
be
bottles.
clear, just to be clear, again, because this is the last time I'll mention it, and because the tokens aren't on the map, there are hundreds and hundreds of people all told
Here.
in the areas filling
Yeah.
this region.
It's like a fucking
Like,
mosh
it's a
pit.
fucking army.
Yeah.
Yeah, if that's not clear. I mean, I just don't want to deal with that many tokens.
Pity, what kind of shit show are you running here?
The death show.
I'm just you're kidding.
I believe the last thing the Castellan and the governor told you were that they already appreciated your work and did not require you to go back out into the night and risk your lives. But you guys are heroic. I can fucking appreciate that.
We are gonna die heroes.
and put you in the murder hole.
Yep.
Okay.
Alright, 2 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah,
I got a
go
plan.
ahead.
I got a plan.
Go ahead,
Like
go ahead.
basically, our end of the day plan, end of the night plan, is to survive, and then
Mhm.
follow the caravan, so we
Mhm.
can rescue the slaves at some point, and then find out where they're going with it. Like that's our end goal. So whatever we do to get to that point, I think is up for grabs, right?
Well, we have to survive, and there's a
Right.
dragon.
And
there's an
surviving
army.
may not include attacking the army dead on. I
Right.
think that'd probably be a bad idea.
That's death because it's going to drag the attention of the dragon.
You guys want to try to form back up with orcs, so at least we have another player.
That's what we're thinking. Like we'll come down to the keep, but we'll flank the group that's right in front of the keep. Fiddy said it's like 2 dozen, right?
Yeah,
so maybe
it's
that's
like
enough.
4
Like
dozen.
oh, it's 4 dozen.
Yep,
It's
so
two-
there's
couple
2
dozen
dozen
of
kobolds, there's an
humans, yeah.
additional 2 dozen humanoids of the
But-
sellsword mercenary
Okay.
looking
So
types.
we'll have to come in through the secret gate then.
But
Yeah.
remember how easy kobolds are to kill.
Right.
Yeah.
That's
And
what I was
remember, we have 2 ballistas with 8 bullets that I don't know how good or effective they're going to be against dragons, so maybe it's better to use them against the front gate. However, if we draw attention there, the dragon will probably come and help.
thinking.
I
Maybe.
think
Maybe not.
Pity.
Maybe not, maybe not.
Yes.
So before you mentioned the ballista couldn't hit anything because of the wall from like this point forward.
Yeah, yeah.
But
Oh, because it can't aim down at him.
Yeah, 'cause
Yeah.
the walls.
Because these are
Can-
tall walls, yeah.
Yeah, but can it aim? I mean, because right now it's like here, right?
Yeah.
Right next to Grimlaw.
Yeah.
Can it shoot into the courtyard if it's
Uh,
straight down?
Like
If
through
it's-
that gate.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So I mean, it probably has like a small radius that it could hit, depending like within, like along these sort of lines.
Because if that gate opens up, then you can cover
yeah.
the gate.
The gate had. I mean, when you all came in, that's when they were barricading the gate behind them with all kinds of shit and trying to reinforce it.
And then,
sounds like our. Oh, go
Yeah.
for it.
no, I'm a little more off topic, so go for it.
I think it sounds like our best bet out of character. I don't know how we're going to signal this. Is to take out the humanoids in the back of all the kobolds with the ballista,
Yeah.
and then try to take out as many kobolds as we can and slip in through the back.
Okay. Yeah, that's a good idea. Maybe it's kind of like Lord of the Rings, where we can kind of hide it amongst the chaos that we're taking
Yeah.
people out.
Yeah.
Like when they're coming in at the 2 towers, and they're coming through the back to jump on. Toss me.
Right.
Yeah.
Fiddy, are there like defenses above the gate? Do they have like hot
Oil.
oil and
That's what I was trying to
air,
hope for,
rocks,
but we didn't have
arrow,
enough
any of
oil.
that?
Hmm.
Well, does the castle come with that stuff?
Yeah, good question. I'm pretty sure the answer is no. Let me just confirm.
They have no
That's,
defenses.
that's
at
why
all.
Well, it's
I was like.
I mean, there's you can see. I mean, you guys probably can't see because you're in a house right now. Ordic is aware that there is about a dozen to 20 guards, friendly guards with basically longbows.
Okay, but other than that, they got nothing.
I'm pretty sure. I'm just
'Cause-
gonna double check.
That's why I kept asking, like, how much oil is here? Can we pick up oil? I need to get oil. I kept saying that because I wanted
Oh,
to get
yeah,
like, hot
yeah.
burning oil.
Right.
It sounded like the description of the tower was like it's kind of crumbly and in disarray when I picked up the rock and chucked it.
Yeah, I mean it's not falling apart, but it is it's not in the greatest shape.
It's an old castle.
Yeah, and definitely not one that's seen combat anytime in the past 30 years.
God, Oric, don't get burned by that dragon, man.
And then, Fiddy, I do have another question.
Yeah.
In the building we're in, I know we don't see anybody in here, but in my pirate smuggling days, as we're walking, I definitely want to be aware of secret compartments
Ooh,
or
Han Solo.
hidden floors or walls that may seem like a what do you call that? A panic room.
Okay.
Oh, in the room that we're at?
Mhm.
Yeah.
I mean, this
yeah.
guy, it's in the center of town. He's a sergeant. You know, he might have something fancy like that for his family.
Okay.
If we know people aren't close by, we can call out to them. Just, say, hey, is anybody here?
Mm-hmm.
Did we see where the prisoners were being herded off to, or do we not know?
It's a good question. Roll an intelligence check for me, Gra.
Oh, Jesus.
How dare you, Fiddy? How dare you?
What are you looking for,
It's a memory check.
Oh, there you go.
Where's my...
Because you definitely didn't ask last time.
Grud threw rock. He remembers throwing rock.
people.
All look the same.
All look same.com.
Yeah. Beak not worthy.
I'm feeling generous. Krennic and 9, you can make an intelligence check if you want.
Yay! Thank you.
You look like you're trying to poop or sink. I can't tell.
I tried to poop.
I'm not out
Looks
there.
like you
Can't
poop
tell.
too.
Krennic also saw many people.
Oh God, 9! Please be enough.
9. You did see sort of like strange formations, like possibly prisoners that were being taken, not with just the caravan, but also towards the keep.
Okay. Okay.
You're not certain, but people did seem like they were being shoved and pushed along, and kind of had their hands out in a certain way that you have a suspicion that they may have prisoners with them.
Like going this way.
Going
towards
both
the
this
caravan?
way and some with the groups that were heading towards the caravan.
Okay.
So last Kyle thought is we can liberate all the prisoners from all the previous towns that they're taking with them and make chaos.
But we don't know we don't know exactly where they are.
Yeah.
In order to get to them, we have to go through.
Or what
hundreds
the
of
ratios
people
are of prisoners to non-prisoners.
Fuck.
Yeah. But if we happen to get a glimpse of them, on
I like
way
the
back-
idea. Okay. Let me know if what you guys think, because we kind of came to the same conclusion. Somehow getting behind this army here and pincer attacking, albeit through the confusion of war.
Wait, what? Are you the yellow?
I'm the
bar?
orange. I'm the orange.
Yeah.
Remember, there's the other
A
group
ballista.
right here.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what?
I'm
Here,
sorry,
I'll put
I'm
I'll
just
put a
trying to
basic
draw
token down there
direction.
just to.
Gonna be big.
So I'm not sure how you're gonna get behind the kobolds without.
Getting past the humans, right?
And I don't know if we can tell which direction the dragon is going, but if his dragon attack is going this way, he may be flying this way.
He's just
Right.
perched
Doing
and you
this.
blew up these houses over here.
He's probably circling the area, taking everything out. If it's not on fire, he's gonna make it on fire.
Yeah, that's what it looked like. Sounded like.
I think to just I like the plan. I think we should probably, if I had to refine any of it, like go here and then try to lure the people that are over here into the
Right.
town, and then take shelter in the buildings, because that dragon's just gonna fucking kill us.
I don't know
Yeah,
if the buildings are safe.
Yeah,
What
they'll
are these
even be on
huge
fire.
seas?
12 people each.
Okay. Humans or kobolds?
It's a mix, but
Okay.
yeah,
Gross.
it's a mix.
That's good. I like that.
Holy
Love this
shit!
So yeah, let's like hide between
Or-
buildings. Like, let's go from here to here.
Yeah.
Like.
And I don't mean
here,
to elongate this.
It's fine.
Or
I'm
is
making
it
giant
smart-
tokens now, so let's just roll.
Or is
with
it smart? I'm sorry. Is it smart to just get back to the tunnel?
Right.
I think tunnel's my first guess, but I think if we could take a couple out on the way, that might
Okay.
not be a bad idea, because they're
Because-
not gonna leave the front.
We can always kind of perform the same act as we're hurrying south past people. You know,
Do we want to like meet up around here and scope it out and see what it looks like?
Yeah,
around
that's
the
what I'm
20.
thinking.
Yeah, that's a good idea. That's a good
Kind
idea.
of take the
Just play it by
sunset
ear.
path.
Go to the 20-foot marker. Play it by ear. Right, the 20-foot.
We're gonna try to,
Yeah.
Fiddy, we're gonna try to stay like 100 feet away from like the nearest person.
But
enemy.
I maybe, and let me know if I'm wrong, Klug. To add to that, 100 feet, but not like we're I want to stay 100 feet away. More like we're attending
Yeah.
duty.
Yeah, there you go. Oh, still trying to do the Still trying to do the disguise. Okay.
Yes, yeah. I think
Oh yeah, we're still Wookieing.
we still
Yeah.
can handle this disguise.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So everybody good? Good.
Yeah.
Good.
I think so.
No. Well, not good.
Good.
Roll
Nah.
initiative. Roll
Oh, initiative.
Let's
Yeah.
just start this off with a
Oh,
bang.
dang it! No.
Two.
I don't even-
One.
come on, I don't
Let's
see
go.
anybody.
Average.
That's
Hey,
way below average.
Gra, you rolled an intelligence, but
Oh, shit.
I don't know if that matters.
You roll a d20 landed on the table when I asked for initiative, and I am
Yeah.
taking the d20.
I mean,
I
that's
usually
par
just
for
take the.
course.
If there's a roll and it's close, if it's the right dice, I'll take the roll and then add your
Do you get
modifier.
what's your plus modifier?
It doesn't really matter because you rolled a 1, right?
Yeah.
It's
I mean, it's
plus
still gonna
two,
be
but-
shitty.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. I'll
don't
take
worry.
the one.
You're Wookieing. It's no big
Okay.
deal.
Raw like
All right.
taste of mud.
So we're not necessarily in turn order right now because that's pretty
Okay.
fucking tedious. But I'm more
Just in those
interested in.
hundreds.
I'm more interested in which group is going first. So.
I say we let the weapons man go first.
Oh no, but he only rolled a 2.
Eh.
Oh. Wow, we got a 1-2 punch. Wow,
Okay.
What the hell, man?
Um.
Dave, I'm sorry.
Actually, let me just turn one thing on.
He's already shaking his head.
Dave,
In
I hope you don't
disgust.
hear it, because I've been drinking.
Yep.
I'll be back.
Okay.
Speaker.
It's fine.
No,
Actually,
I'll
it's
be
fine.
here. I'm here.
Yeah, I should probably take a leak before we get into this anyway too. I'm just gonna turn on
God,
some,
yeah,
some nice
that's right.
ambiance, do that, and then we are going. We're
Pouring
To
myself
die.
drink.
We're going to die.
Did you roll it, Dave, or did you click it?
Casey, I
Yeah,
want
you know,
to do
you know,
more
you
of
can
those-
drag like your dice things off and hold the dice by holding down the left click and kind of like shake it up. Maybe you need to shake it up a little bit, Dave, and then throw it into the chat.
Yeah, I want to know how Casey got those crazy rolls yesterday.
I just
Whoa.
click. I
A
just
20
click. I never
and a
roll.
19?
Ah, shit. What have I done?
Yeah, that's so much.
Fuck
Much
me.
inventory gone.
Ah. That's it. Those are my nats for the night. See you later, guys. I'm logging off. Just kill me. There
I'm
we go.
back.
You're back. You're back.
This- How do you? Oh man. Are you clapping for us?
I wish I knew some sad songs on guitar, but I only know like 5 or 6 songs.
Guys, I'll get us out of this. Let me throw some dice. Oh boy. That's really bad. Do you know like Ellie's song? Who else has a sad song?
No. Last Chance of Mary Jane.
Oh, that's a good one. That's really sad. Oh shit, you do know it. That's awesome. I don't know. I've been told.
We trying to get all of the bad rolls out there, Gra? Just like roll 5,000 d20s to sort of reset.
Do it.
Look at how many crit ones I got. I got no 20. I got 120 out of all of that.
Two
And I got,
20s.
like,
I can see 5 ones.
yeah, there's a shitload of ones. Ooh, look at all those 18 pluses
Wow.
Lots
and
of
all those twos and threes. Yeah. We're roller
Fives.
coasters. And roller coasters. Oh my Jesus!
Why
Alright.
are you doing
Hold on.
this to
No, no, no.
yourself?
Hold on. I need two more rolls to get the shit ones out of the way. Okay, I'm good. I'm good to go. Let's go.
Alright. Everyone's here, yeah?
Yup.
Okay. So, back at the keep, you hear this like uproarious sound of just people cheering, like, yeah, yeah! And the whole procession is cheering as the blue-scaled dragon man appears to be gesturing towards the great beast flying over the center of town, who has just unleashed these lightning bolts, scorching a row of buildings. And he's kind of like swooped out across over the crossroads.
Oh no!
And is kind of like doing the thing where he like hovers above the city. You can hear this deep, booming voice just. Greenest will be in flames. And he kind of just starts beating, and then the blue scale dragon man near the gates of the front gates of the keep has sort of gestured and pointed towards the walls of the castle. And the dragon is preparing to turn and bank and go from this sort of hovering position and fly towards the walls. I'm just kind of going like group by group right here, depending on where different like key people and groups rolled. Krennic, 9, and Gra, you are all anchored together, so to speak. So the anchor of the one is pulling you all down to be last.
You're welcome, boys.
Wow. Fortunately for Auric, his group got slightly higher than the adult blue dragon. And so during all of this, and this sort of flyby of the initial dragon attack, Auric, your helpers, along with Grimla, have all very carefully listened to you. It seems like most of them at this point have overcome their dragon fear enough that they're acting, fairly normally, responding fairly quickly. They've watched you expertly sort of MacGyver this one northwestern ballista back together. And you hear Escobar behind you kind of like, we can do the other one! We can do the other one if you want to man that one! But you have one ballista at the ready, and Grimlaw stands holding like 2 missiles up, like, happy? Although, like he kind of looks to you, he kind of looks to you with these up, but then like you kind of like see his gaze turn towards the west as the dragon, and he just has this like he is just like a little kid looking at a superhero in person. He's like watching this dragon with admiration.
Can I just say
there is one little like out of character. Actually in-character thing that most of you would know about, and kobolds are kind of considered like almost jokingly these distant cousins of dragons, and all of them like hold actual dragons on the level of like godhood to them, right? Just so you know. All right, so sorry.
I was just gonna say, I'm curious if what's his name? The kobold that's with you.
Grimlaw?
Grimlaw. If Grimlaw lives, I think you just rolled Alon's character that he plays.
Yeah.
Or he rolled Auric's new character.
Alt / apprentice.
Yep.
Even better.
Okay, so
I'll have to practice my Grimlaw voice though.
all right. This is very much a night of think about what you're going to do before it's your turn, because now that we've had our little soft intro, like we are going into like act, react, whatever you're doing. So on that note, Auric, what are you doing?
Hurry, I'll man this ballista. Grimoire, lock and load.
Oh,
Okay.
You're trusting the baby with your missiles?
Yes.
Roll a persuasion check.
Oh, he'd better be
Persuasion?
persuaded.
Yeah.
Oh man. If not, I'm gonna throw him off the edge.
With your reaction.
Persuasion? Okay, here goes the perfect. I'm just gonna yank the arrows out of his hand, and I'm gonna do it myself.
Okay, you look down, you look back, not seeing a missile come towards you, and you can see his arms are outstretched as if he's trying to hand them to you, but he is just like staring at the dragon. And then he feels you yank the missile out of his hand, like, sorry, Grimla, help! Grimla! And he kind of like just follows behind you, holding up the other one, and then he turns back really quickly and grabs another one, like basically the third one. And with 2 of them, he's standing behind you a lot more closely at this moment. What are you doing
Okay,
with the?
I'm locked and loaded.
Okay.
I'm not gonna waste a shot. I want him to get closer so I stand a better chance of hitting him.
Okay.
Unless
All right.
that is faulty logic in this case, but I figure larger target.
Yeah, I mean, you think that within reason you can shoot about 100. He's just out of like reasonable
Where do you-
range for you, where you
Okay,
wouldn't have.
Where do you
Then
want to
I'm-
hit him?
I'm waiting and well, yeah. Can I? Well, no. I
His
guess I
throat?
can't see jack shit from this distance.
I mean, there
Uh,
is dim light, so like with your dark vision, up to a certain distance, like with you looking to the west right now, you can make a perception check.
Buildings are on fire too, right?
Yeah. I want to see if there's any kind
yeah.
of like weakness, anything. I mean, I know it's an adult dragon. You're not gonna have a Smaug kind of moment probably, but I want to see if there's any, like, from what I know about dragons, about this dragon in particular, if there's anything.
Like a missing scale.
Something
You know
on a
that
wing.
nothing in terms of like a superior like weak spot or anything, but you did notice when he was sort of crop dusting the buildings there that like when he flies he's pretty like, you know, the wings are beating rapidly, but once he sort of like goes into blast mode, his wings go out quite wide to glide, and so that is when he is definitely the largest amount of surface area. That's about it. That's all you got.
Oh, that's good.
Do I know anything about dragons? I'm a dwarf.
I mean, you know that blue dragons have lightning based
Well,
attacks. That's
I guess what I want to know is how much damage I'd have to put into a wing. Like, does that?
You have
in-
no
in
idea.
order-
No idea.
Okay.
No idea. All right, so you're holding a shot on the chance that he gets closer.
When he gets closer, yes, I'm shooting him.
Okay. All right. Well, I will let you know when he appears to be getting closer, and then you'll just have to tell me when you want to interject. You notice down below, the guards along the walls seem to be ignoring the group standing there, and they have all of their bows pointed towards the blue dragon. A few of them fire and quickly realize that, you know, like all their shots are kind of just like landing and, you know, around the field here, not doing much. Yeah, falling short. So, everyone lined up appears to be holding down here. The caravan is slowly heading east, and appears to be paying no mind to the dragon. You know, it's almost like, you know, you kind of nailed it, I think, right? Like the caravan's leaving and the dragon's like kind of like finally attacking the town. And he's basically appears to be covering their slow retreat. And on that note, he appears to be beating his wings in preparation to head and fly towards the keep. Oh, there we go.
Who do you think's gonna die first? Oh!
And
Oric's
so,
down.
Auric, interject when you want here. But this guy appears to be flying through
As
over the
soon as
greens.
he's in range.
Okay. All right.
Just lead you to the left. Like he says in The Hobbit, you know, and he's like got the bolt over his son's shoulder.
Oh, can you curse in Dwarfish?
Oh, dude, are you using what's his lips is that? Grimlaw is your fucking holstering over his shoulder.
So dumb. Hold this arrow, son.
Okay. He begins to fly, gets within range. Most of the guards on the wall let loose a volley of arrows. And you can go ahead and start telling me what you're doing.
Yeah, no, I'm lining up my shot. I'm leading
So
just
many
slightly.
dice.
Okay.
I'm gonna put it right down his throat.
Okay. You notice, as you're preparing the shot, you see all these smaller arrows fly. 2 of them hit and look like good, strong shots, but appear to do nothing.
You name your ballista.
Dragon's Bane.
All right. You crank the
Dragon's
winch that
big
you
one.
fitted onto this thing. Feel the very large, gigantic crossbow cock, and you load in the missile. Go ahead. So for this, you just roll a d20. It's a +6 to hit.
Ooh, nice.
Ooh! Shit, son.
Oh yes.
Okay.
What?
You hear the thunk as this large giant missile just goes flying straight towards the thing. Roll 2d12.
Oh.
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 Oh, we're dead?
Wait, no. Is that which one's a 12? Is that next to 20?
Yeah, it's the
next
almost
biggest
d20.
one.
Yeah. Fuck, 6.
Damn.
You do 15 points of damage
Whoa.
as this missile just punches and sticks into the thick leathery wing.
What does the dragon do?
It doesn't give a shit.
Can't even tell.
He does not appear to be severely wounded, but you see like his head kind of like whip and crack, and there's this this crackle of electricity coming out of his mouth as he sort of just oh no, and it looked like he was flying like towards the main wall, and he kind of just goes soaring just over and around the wall, just blasting the entire sort of outer perimeter. So basically,
You're dead.
hitting around.
So yeah, you're dead.
Every
Oh, those
single
poor guys.
guard on the wall is just burnt to a crisp as bodies are dropping and slumping down the wall. Some of them falling into the courtyard
Get
below.
them inside.
But every single one within the cone is dead.
But hey man, you saved that beautiful mahogany door, so that's good.
Door.
As the wisps of smoke that you can sort of now see, as the dragon kind of gets within about, let me see how far he's about 45 feet of the tower. You see his gaze just fix on you, and his nostrils, you can almost feel them flaring in anger and rage. His trajectory is still heading this direction, but you get the sense that he's going to be doing what he did with the center of town and just fly by, swoop past, and probably turn and bank around again. B team.
No,
that
B
makes
team's
sense.
gonna live, man.
Did I finish my checking the surrounding of any kind of panic rooms
Mm.
or attics?
So this entire place looks completely gutted. Like drawers are thrown out, tables are flipped over.
Oh damn it! I was gonna say if I couldn't find anything,
Yep.
9 was gonna flip a table.
You could so once on its side, you could probably flip it so it's like completely 180'd onto its back.
Fuck.
Cut person.
You all definitely hear and feel the reverberations of that dragon attack, even from this far away, and like you can kind of hear the distant squeaky wheels of the caravan slowly leaving town to the east. What would you all like to do? You're moving together as a group.
The table is not worthy of your attack.
Time
Quickly,
to
the
move.
dragon's getting away. We must follow the dragon. Come on.
I rushed to the window to see the fucking fort just going ablaze with this. Is he lightning?
Yeah, you see like lightning bolts
Crackle.
striking down along the wall.
Oh, Oric's in there. We have to go back.
Fuck!
Gra is half-mast
go.
right now. Like he is visibly aroused. He's like, let's go get that dragon.
Gra, we can kill the dragon with the ballistas, the greatest weapon.
We must play the part still, but we must be rushed.
Let's make haste.
Okay. All right. So you're following this path that you've sort of charted out.
Yeah, to the
Okay.
20 foot.
Okay. All right. So as you head out, I'm just gonna use Krennic initially here. As you head out, you see that just past the crossroads, there's like no people. Like like the tail end is kind of what you see here, and actually these guys are probably a little bit more just sort of filing in towards the keep. But you don't see any people immediately. You feel like you could probably quickly move. So let's see. If you go like this way.
When you say quickly move, are we changing our pace so that we're like dudes that have to take a poop?
Yeah,
really
like kind of
bad?
like walking and then like kind of like speed walking as you you look
Got
to
it.
see if
Yeah,
anyone's
yeah.
kind of lingering back.
I'm down with that.
All right, and you do see those two guys kind of heading off towards the procession, who you had spoken with previously.
Okay. Just keep going.
Okay. All right. Well, you're gonna pause there. on
Yeah.
you guys. Go back to
18. A for first.
We should be team 1 and
You guys,
team A.
you guys,
Yeah.
if we look into the windows, okay, let me know when we can peer around, Fiddy, from this building here and like look this direction. Let me know when it's our turn to look that way.
Yeah,
Okay.
I want to go too.
Okay. Well, before you guys end your turn, I will, since you kind of were moving pretty rapidly. So sorry, you say you wanted to look where the orange line is?
Yeah, like I'm kind of peering around the corner
Okay.
of this
All
building.
right. Well, 9 with your abilities, 9 on foot. These guys sort of get to the bushes, and you kind of dart ahead behind the building and get to the corner. What would you like to do?
Well, I'm seeing how shitty it is, and actually, can I do this in tandem with Oric? Oric, what are you doing at the top of that building? The reason why I'm saying that is because I want to see Oric's reaction to this blast to kind of relay to the team what our next move should be.
Oh, that's good.
Okay. Yeah. Oric just watched the lightning destroy everything. He drops his arrow in Grimlaw's hand, jumps on like the battlement, like right there, like on the very edge, and he yells down at the guards, "Get inside!"
Oh.
And then he yells, he yells at Escobert and everyone else, "Get below!"
Okay. That is definitely happening. 9. Let me just double check one thing.
Yeah.
I'm gesturing like enough so that not at 9, but I'm
No.
like
Okay.
the guards are shell shocked.
Okay.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
Am I seeing the silhouettes
and
of people
with,
leaving their posts?
with your dark vision, because there's dim light to you is actually more like bright light. So you don't see in color, but you can clearly see like some of the silhouettes of what's going on. You kind of see what is probably Oric up kind of near the top of the tower where you see this ballista kind of being manned.
Do I see, when he yells that, do I see people along this ridge here leaving their posts? Like the silhouettes of heads dipping, like, like...
Yeah,
in the
well, I
distance,
mean, even as like you sort of turn the corner, like you can see them already doing that presumably from the attack that happened. Roll an actual perception check for me while you're here. Yeah,
I see the shit out of that.
You see several groups of prisoners between the cultists here.
Motherfucker.
One of them
Fiddy.
appears to be a family.
You son of a bitch, Fiddy. You son of a bitch. Okay, I quickly relayed to the people. There's a fucking family is here. So we want to save some of...
Yeah. All right. You get that out. You spot him. You kind of turn and start saying that to them. It's not your team's actual turn yet. So Oric, what are you? You've shouted some commands to everyone. What are you doing?
Well, I want to. Once I've said that, I want to look and see where the dragon is. If he's continued to move past, if he's banking.
He appears to be on this trajectory. But like you can imagine, like each turn is like one fraction of a 6-second moment. So you can imagine, like, he has just sort of coasted past you and made that glaring eye contact as you started shouting at people. And, like, he's sort of just broken contact as his body keeps carrying him eastward. But he is kind of, like, looking back towards you. Grimlaw is holding up both hands, like, oh! Like, and just watching in awe.
Is the other ballista fixed at this point?
It's a good question. It is.
Okay.
Alright, everyone get down inside the keep. Escobar, you and I have got one more shot and we can take on him before we have to get below.
You kind of hear him like, "Aye! Quickly, lads!" He's kind of shouting to the guards, "Give me some ammo!"
Grimlaw, go, give him the ammo. Here, wait, first give me that one.
Grimlaw hands you one and kind of like almost like a ball boy at like a tennis match, just goes like rolling, grabbing ammo and goes towards from dwarf to dwarf. Alright, so Escobert appears to be just fairly quickly loading up his ballista. You've already got the missile in hand, and you are loading yours.
Yes, I am. I want to do something special with the arrow, though.
Okay.
I want to take one of the oil, and I want to fasten it to the end of the arrow. Like I want it to be like a Malva cocktail kind of thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
A little extra damage. A little D4.
All right. So you're soaking and wrapping it. Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah. You quickly like kind of using your bonus action, kind of like. You're loaded up. Good to go. The
Alright,
dragon
yeah.
is within range at the moment.
Oh, I'm shooting his ass.
Literally.
Okay.
Escobert and I are gonna
Put
shoot.
it right up inside of there.
All right. You can hear Escobar is like just a beat behind you, but appears to be sort of turning and loading his ballista. You go first.
Oh,
damn,
my God! You got level 1. What?
Rolling like a rogue.
I know. Like rolling like a negative paladin right now.
I mean, he inspired the shit out of people, dude. You should have like a +1 or something.
That's true. They all did follow his command.
He inspired the shit out of people.
Should I roll the 2d12?
Yeah,
Plus-
2d12.
And did that fire
It's better, more
concoction
average.
do anything?
Well, so you just soaked it, right?
I mean, like it's like
you
I
light
hooked
it?
it onto the end.
Oh,
shit.
I was wondering about that.
You did.
Yeah,
Yeah.
touche.
Man.
I didn't know if you were gonna go for it or not.
That being said,
In his body, though.
just rolled a 17 plus 6.
Not in
The
the, butt,
large,
remember.
the large blue dragon, as he's soaring past,
He don't know.
nostrils flaring, is just glaring into your soul like I'm going to eat you alive. Like just this look on his face. And
Yeah.
you fucking turn and pivot your oil-soaked, fucking missile-loaded ballista towards this thing, and just feel this thing fire. And you watch as this fucking dragon, just sneering and glaring back at you, with his eyes locked on your eyes, as your missile goes right into his right eye. And there is a fucking roar of all roars just reverberating throughout the and lightning is just crackling towards the sky, and he just keeps flying past you, screaming enraged. Escobar, just mine's not working so well, as you hear the snap and twang of the string. Maybe because it's too old, maybe because the repairs didn't go as planned, but the missile goes soaring, just drooping past the edge of the keep as you hear the line snap, probably leaving the second ballista completely inoperable.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Wait, how many ballistas are there?
There's now one.
Just the one.
Is the dragon? I mean, I assume he's really angry. I don't know. Is there a way to tell like how hurt he is? I mean, getting
he
shot
crash?
in your eye would like
Yeah.
nick the old brain probably, but
Yeah. He's a strong motherfucker.
Oric is observing the dragon to see if he's turning to come back.
Right now, his momentum appears to be heading full speed east, and he has not started banking yet.
Okay.
But speaking of the
Are-
dragon in question,
ADB. ABD. That's the adult blue dragon, guys.
you see him start to bank much further away from the keep, torch all of these sort of buildings enraged, and he appears to be heading south.
That's where we need to go.
Team Gra.
Fuck. So, I relayed the information that and
Hey.
silhouettes of heads are disappearing.
Cat person, what do you see over there?
They seem to be retreating into the forts right now. But I saw a tremendous shot from our Tinkerer
Or what?
into the
Oric.
eye of the dragon.
He's talking about.
I saw that, right?
Well, you heard it.
Yeah, I mean,
Fuck
you
straight.
heard it, you felt it, you saw like the crackled lightning going upwards, not downwards for a moment, and you definitely heard the terrifying rage of a wounded dragon.
I also relay that I see the family that we're looking for. I assume that it's the family we're looking
Yeah,
for.
you do at this moment assume it's probably them.
I see the family of Sergeant McGrath, whatever the fuck his name is.
Marcus family.
Marcus.
How many guards does he have?
They are 80 feet away, approximately. I don't know. I mean, how many is that sea? How many is that big
It's-
old sea?
Yeah, you see it's 12, and then so you see about 24 soldier mercenary types, and then about another 20
Too
to
many for
24
us.
kobolds at the foot of the keep.
They have the family.
They have a family.
They have
Only
two groups of
considered-
prisoners. One of them, 9, you believe is the family,
Oh fuck.
or a family.
And when I saw the dragon heading south, is he no longer visible? Like, was he flying fast and angry?
You kind of see him flying past the sanctuary right now.
Okay.
Like you see him banking, and he's basically just kind of gone on this path, and like where he is right now is kind of like as we cut to you guys.
My thoughts are we could either get to the tunnel in the back, or we could pinch on these 24, but there are only 3 of us.
That's only 8 people per person. Let's do it.
Oh, jeez.
Hawk bald.
Your math is
Our
incredible.
I hope Orc sees us.
I come from an incredibly
Uh,
bright family. For about
If we do this, I
people.
sure hope Orc can see this and shoot some humans.
Um.
Wait, Orc, did you already disappear? You didn't get a chance to move.
No, I mean at this point, I'm seeing what the dragon's doing. I'm keeping like he has to keep an eye. Well, you don't. I mean, you don't know.
No. I'm just curious. What she is. Oh, I guess I should know. Okay.
Maybe we'll die, but it will bring much honor to our houses.
9 looks to Krennic,
Yeah.
thinking that he's a more of a logical type. Because I know that Gra just is out for blood. And I don't blame him.
Not for honor.
Yeah.
Okay.
For smashing heads.
I don't know if we can save that family if they're in the middle of that force.
Perhaps we
I
could
want to
lure
so
12
badly.
of them
Dozen.
to us.
They use them as hostages.
That person, you're a wily type. You have any kind of tricks up your sleeve?
Nothing you have not already
Are
seen.
you all
So-
all near 9 at the corner here?
Yeah.
Okay.
Out of character, is the troop that has the family marching toward the castle or toward the caravan?
They are marching towards the kobolds and the
At
castle.
the castle. Okay.
And
They're
yeah, I
taking
mean
prisoners to the castle.
at this point they're like
Okay.
yep,
Okay.
that is correct.
Perhaps you could check your
Let's-
ear
let us-
device.
I got an idea.
Okay.
How many robes do we take? We don't have anything like a shawl or anything for Gra. Oh, ooh.
You had nothing for Gra now.
You could use your communicator and order them to do your impersonation.
Now, and this is a question about my minor illusion. Could I use minor illusion to camouflage Gra and make him look smaller and in robe with us? As if we were all armored. Because Klug and I Krennic and I are, Krennic and 9 are dressed in chainmail and the cloak of the dragon. Could I make Gra look like that?
Not,
5x5?
not with this ability, no.
If I
Okay.
fetal position, I could.
Okay. Well, that doesn't make any sense. So.
I mean, you could give him the illusion of having some object or something, but
Okay.
all right.
Oh, I got an idea.
Okay.
All right. This is it. This is it here. I'm good. I got an idea. We could save this family. Gra will have a battering ram, I will make him look like he has a battering ram, and we will come running forward to help this army, but really to help the families.
Okay.
Krennic, what do you think, Krennic?
Well, once we get there, too many of them for us to handle. I don't know how we're going to be able to rescue this family away from over 24 enemies.
Perhaps you
Don't
could check.
think that far ahead.
All right.
Ugh.
You can stay here and formulate plans, but that will be the end of your turn.
Okay.
Shit.
Unless if you want to take an
Don't
action, now's the time.
wait,
The group of mixed plainclothes men and soldiers heading towards the kobolds are still heading towards the kobolds.
We can rush forward to here.
Yes. Let us
Yeah.
make moves.
Yeah,
behind the house. Behind the house.
Yeah, like
So,
basically just
you're going
roll
here?
up
Mm-hmm.
so that way we're still in cover.
And then as
hidden
I'm
from
running,
them.
Behind them.
Gross coughing. He's like, check your communicator. Tell them to move the prisoners away.
9, you know from what we talked about last night that the communicator is depleted of magic.
Damn it.
Yeah. You
Check
get.
it again.
All right, so you all
Yeah.
scurry behind the procession, heading towards the keep. Get behind this small house and spot the group with the family-like prisoners. Some of the other ones are more just sort of young men, and they don't seem as emotional or as distraught. They just kind of seem defeated. But the group at the front with the family appears to be heading towards this blue dragon man at the front of the group, with the prisoners out in front of them, as if they are taking them to him.
Okay. Yeah. Are we still able to move?
That's pretty much it for you guys. Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry. That's just the last
we still-
thing. The
can we
last
still
thing you
formulate?
can see. You can whisper to each other, but don't take focus from the other team's
Yep.
turn when it's.
All right,
your turn.
I'm gonna type in D&D chat.
Yeah, that's fine. Well, you can type in Fantasy Grounds if you want. Like, while you're whispering to each other. That's a fair little thing. And you don't have to whisper. You can just talk in like the normal chat. So I can see it too. Ha ha ha. Oryx.
No, I don't want that.
Oryx
prepares another arrow with the same thing, except he's like,
Oh, who has any fire? I forgot that last time.
One of the guards appears to be holding a torch.
okay. And Oryx's eyes are for the dragon, and I mean he is seeing what the dragon is gonna do. If the dragon banks around, he's gonna prepare to fire another shot. But before he does it, I want him to look over the edge of the battlements to see if there's like any hay or carts or anything that could break his fall if he has to make a
Make a jump?
interesting retreat, a railian jump.
Okay. Yeah. In next to, like right here, next to this small sort of outdoor workshop, there are several hay bales.
Okay. Assassin's Creed that shit. Okay. All right, so I'm holding my turn momentarily to see what the dragon is gonna do. If it continues south, I want to do something. If it banks towards us,
Okay.
get another shot ready.
Okay. All right. So it looks like it was heading south, but you see that as it gets near the stream, it starts banking towards you, and it appears to be on a trajectory this way.
Okay, I want to wait till it's within range, and I'm gonna take another shot.
Dirty bastard. Okay. It gets about this far before you feel like it's as close as it's gonna get, and he is within range.
I'm gonna switch out the flame fueled arrow for just a normal one.
Okay.
And I want to take a shot at him.
All right. You kind of hit this awkward angle, but you're able to do it where you kind of turn the thing, and you can't you can't be behind it and fire.
That's fine.
You can still line it up. It is a bit awkward. So I'm not going to give you disadvantage, but I am going to take the +6 off. So you are rolling a straight D20 right now. You can.
I mean, is it
appreciate-
obvious that like he's? Okay, Oric wants to perceive if he's rounding to make an attack or if he's just trying to fly away. Is there a way based off of how
Yeah,
he's flying?
you feel like he's heading this way.
That In that direction?
Yep.
Oh, fuck. Perfect.
Okay.
That fits that narrative pretty well.
Yeah,
For
I mean, well, you know,
him to
think
have
about it, right?
opportunity.
You've got a ballista that's meant to be stood behind, turned completely 180 towards the opposite direction, and you're trying to fire it towards him. You manage to get the shot off without, you know, doing anything awful, but it is not a clean shot. It just goes sailing off into the night. Yep. And
I warned them to get ready to retreat.
Okay.
Or to get below.
You
The
see.
dragon's coming back.
You see now with his right eye facing your direction that it's not super deep in there, but the very large missile is basically just right in the socket, jutting out from the socket, and you can almost feel him snarling at you. He already moved. Gra team, we're back to you.
Okay. I have
Hey,
an idea.
team.
I have an idea. Nine immediately pulls it out his underpants and he puts them on top of Gra's head so it looks like an executioner's mask. And he takes
Gra-
the concentration away. It does no
Gra
longer
goes-
look like he's.
And he puts 2 holes in the underwear.
And the idea here is I'm gonna pull the stone out. I'm gonna cast a minor illusion so it sounds like I'm communicating to it. So sound is coming out of the stone. And I'm gonna. I'm going to say to my party, follow me. So we are going to do something crazy.
Gra takes out his battle axe and starts holding it over his shoulder.
I'm heading this way, this direction,
Okay.
and as we're heading this way, with my team behind me, I hope.
We're flying casual.
I said that without checking. I'm just fucking going here.
Yep.
And I'm yelling to the stone. Yes, my lady, Mondoth. We will send them your way, and we will take care of the prisoners for you. And I'm still pretending to use Reynolds' voice, the guy that we sent hanging, the guy that I took the armor of. And I come up to the group and I say it really loud. As I'm coming up, I'm saying it so loud that they can hear it, like one of those loud phone talkers, right? And I say to the humans here in the back group, humans, did you not hear? Lady Mondoth needs you to the north. They are being attacked in the caravans by some civilians. We will take the prisoners from here.
Okay. Roll a performance check.
Fuck my life.
Gra's gonna be just tapping his axe against his hand.
Ooh,
Okay, 14.
that's pretty good.
All right. So you guys are kind of strutting along, speaking into this talking stone.
Yeah.
And you pass
I
this group.
pocket it before I get too close, so I don't want them to get a good look at it, but they see that I'm talking into a two-way walkie-talkie stone that they know, and I put it in my pocket before I get too close.
Okay. So as soon as you pocket the thing, one of the guards, who is a little more well dressed, kind of like some of the chainmail shirt guys we've found before, and he kind of looked like some of the ones like at the caravan procession. He is the one, along with one other guy at the front, who are holding these prisoners, which appear to be just like just young men, probably villagers, maybe some guards. And he kind of looks sharply back at you and says, "When did we bring a tabaxi into the order?"
No, I have my disguise still on. I'm still disguised as Reynolds, the guy we hung up earlier. That's what I even said.
Okay, sorry. So like your tail and your ears, everything are kind of.
I'm in the cloak. I'm in the chainmail. I'm in everything. I even said that.
Okay, sorry. Sorry.
I even said it.
Yeah, no, you're.
Disguise from the last.
Sorry.
It's a well-calculated plan.
A lot of moving parts here. Forgive me. Okay, well, let's rewind.
Gaming
there.
is hard. I know. I
Yeah.
get it.
Okay. All right. Okay. So you strut up and this guy, the same guy, we're starting over. He kind of looks back at you and says, "Lang de Drosa ordered that we bring these 2 groups of prisoners to him, and I'm a little more scared of Lang de Drosa than I am of Frulum, no?"
I say, outstretching my fingers, all hail the dragons, and then I even do the little finger thing that I learned, and I say, yes, but we have learned of a new path to get into the back door, but only a few can enter. And I intend to show them the entrance, the secret tunnel entrance, but only a few of them, as a spec ops. I tell him.
He says, you have a way into the back of the keep?
Yes, but we cannot take the kobolds. It will be too loud. Trust me.
Well,
we need to send the rest to the.
Yeah, definitely not
Mildly
sending the
racist.
kobolds. I mean, that goes without saying. Am I right? They kind of like he kind of looks towards the kobolds all chattering near the
I need
front
2
line.
good men, and the rest need to help the caravans which are being attacked by the civilians hidden in the sergeant's home.
He's stroking a pretty poor man's beard, and he's looking at you and he says, we'd probably gain quite a bit of favor with the dragon lady if we were to not only get what Langdodrosa was after, but maybe take some more higher priority prisoners from within the keep, no?
Aye. Bring the prisoners with us. They will be hostages or a token of good faith. And I put quotations up as if meaning we need to promise something but not deliver.
Wait, so sorry, like you said you wanna take
Because I told him earlier that I want to bring the best 2 men and
Yep.
hostages so that we can get into the back. So
So
as if
you-
the hostages
so
will
you
gain us
want-
entrance.
Okay. Interesting. I think Langdodros is up to something similar with that family. Maybe we
These-
can use these lot to get into the back, like you say.
These hostages are
Slit their
kin
throats.
of the sergeant who is
Get
in
in.
the tower. He will let them pass. He will give them entry.
Let's give it a shot. He kind of says, Tharden, you take over the rest of the prisoners. I'll take a few of them with me. And he grabs 2 or 3 of them.
Perfect.
And one other sort of guard from the back. He says, quickly now, let's not let the kobolds see.
With haste.
Okay. Alright, him and one other guard. Alright. So one of the lead guys and another guard take 2, let's just say 2 prisoners. They take 1 each. And look to join you and kind of like look around like, okay, I think the coast is clear. The kobolds all seem pretty focused on their dragon buddy there.
Perfect.
Which way? Which way do we
This
go?
way with haste. And I take him to the river.
Okay.
And I mean, I follow along. I think we should follow along the trees. We're going straight to the tunnel. I mean, we are leading him in.
Okay. All right.
I mean, we don't need to lead them all the way there. We can just get far
Take him
enough
out
away
here.
from
Yeah.
the.
All right.
into the group.
Well, you
Say
get
there's trees here.
you get to the bank here. With between your
Krat
your little
speaks
performance. Yeah.
Isn't it this way? And he starts
Careful,
to
though.
move towards the trees.
Yeah. Get into the trees because the dragon is above.
Isn't the entrance this way?
Right, in
Yes,
those trees.
yes. We must cross the river.
Okay. I need
for
all
a drain pipe.
3 of you to go ahead and make a wisdom saving throw.
No, oh no, I don't want to be
I'm
here.
very wise. I'm a wise
Fuck.
motherfucker.
I'm looking for it.
So wise.
Averagely wise. No, God, 9. 9.
Okay. All
We
right.
got 19. Holy shit.
Krennic, you find yourself able to move 9
You have
in
to save my
Grok.
ass from this shit.
Like you just see the dragon flying above towards you, and you just like deer in headlights mode freeze once more with his terrifying presence just blotting out the night sky above you as he comes coasting towards you.
Are the guards that we have with us similarly affected?
No. So they're still kind of moving, and then they sense some of you stopping and kind of look at you. Why have we stopped?
I look over at seeing Nine and Gra looking, and I also like sort of fake looking up. I'm like, wow, because it is just a sight to behold.
Oh shit!
And I try to get them to look up too. And as soon as they look up, I want to fucking surprise round, just drop kick one.
Okay. They turn to look up and gesture towards the blue dragon and close four of the fingers and just point one, and they say, praise be to Lenathan.
Get those. Tell the hostages to help.
Have hostages?
We have two.
Two hostages.
Okay. Doesn't seem what they look like.
Oh, nice. So the closest guy near me, I just, as they're looking up, I'm just like quarterstaff, like straight into his eyes, and then there's all the rolls.
Yep. Okay. So both these guys look up and praise be unto Lenathan the Blue, and your bow staff cracks the closest guy right here for 5 points of damage.
And if he doesn't drop, I follow it up with a unarmed attack for another 6 points of damage, hitting a 14 if that hits.
Skeksis.
Where did you hit him?
The bow staff cracks into his head, and he kind of like doubles over, and your unarmed attack like just whooshes past him and misses. The other guard says, "What the?" And you kind of hear him like quickly try to draw a weapon while still holding on to the prisoner behind him. The one that you hit loses his grip on the bindings that were tied up in the back of the hands of the other prisoner.
I yell at the prisoner, slap the small one. Slap the big one. The big one. Slap the big one.
The prisoner, unfortunately, is quite frozen with fear. Anyway, we are going back to Team Auric and Grimla.
Team Auric.
Yeah, definitely reloading the ballista again. 3 shots fired, so 5 shots left. Auric is like, he's cranking the ballista back around to get it not pinched against the edge again, and hopefully has, I don't know what the, hold on, but the cone is like cranking it back this way.
Oh,
like
yeah. Okay, yeah. I mean, that's definitely more reasonable. So you want to wait till he passes through that zone?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely want to keep the dragon's attention. I don't know what the dragon's doing, and the dragon is the greater threat. So Auric is keeping his eyes just
hold it.
Yeah, right on that dragon.
All right. The dragon is basically cycloning around the keep at this point, and he indeed flies through your sort of watch zone here. Go ahead and fire.
All right. Do I have the +6 now?
You do. He just passes your cone as the giant missile just goes soaring past, and you all down below see this like thing go flying in and just going past the tree line, just that way. And as the dragon passes, and you're just sort of tracking him, watching him coast towards the front of the keep, you hear this voice boom out through the night commotion. And you kind of hear the screams of children and a woman. And behind you, you hear Marcus come up behind and say, "No! No!" And Castell and Escobert just like grabs and holds him. He says, "My family! My sister! My niece, my nephew!" And he looks down and he points to the family being brought in front of this dragon man, who is now speaking up over the night sky, up towards the keep, and what men stand there terrified on the wall. 1 moment, please. And you can see him now with this dark vision turning your dim light scenario into fairly bright, clear view. You see this creature about 8 feet tall, covered with blue scales as well. Wicked claws that are sort of reaching out and sort of caressing the cheek of not one, but both of the children as he kind of like just looks up towards the keep while doing this, just reaching out for them behind him. He's got the muzzle and the face and the reptilian eyes of a dragon, but stands like a biped.
Wait. You say he's looking at the keep?
He sure is.
Does he have eyesight? Eyesight of the keep?
He's looking up towards the guards who look out over the wall.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. He's about 80 yards from the gate or so, and kind of like just slowly, calmly walking forward, scanning from left to right up at the walls. And some of the kobolds with their spears prod the 4 human prisoners behind him towards him. And he kind of gestures back and looks up and speaks up and says, "Defenders of Greenest, this has been a successful night. And I'm feeling a little generous." And he looks up at the dragon and just waves strongly at the thing, kind of like mouth agape in almost anger. And you see the dragon kind of snarling and spits and lets a crack of lightning up towards the sky as it looks back down at this dragon man. But he keeps gliding onwards and keeps gliding past the keep, seemingly following his gesture away from you. Says, "Do you see these 4 pitiful, useless prisoners?" And the kobolds kind of poke them forward and bring them out in front of him. So they are between him and the actual doors, the actual gate into the keep. Says, "We have no need for them. So I will trade them back to you." He speaks even louder now, and he says, "Send out your biggest, best warrior to fight me in single combat.
I have that. We know that guy.
And you can have these 4 in exchange." He says, "Clearly, you all are not terrified enough, and I mean to illustrate a very clear picture of why the age of dragons shall be an age where your lot are the slaves, and your lot mean nothing." And he just kicks one of the kids to the ground, who face plants on the mud in front of him. You can kind of hear the woman scream out. And you, Oric, up on the parapet, hear Marketh behind you, writhing in the grip of the Castellan, who's sort of got a strong arm at him now, kind of sensing what his underling wants to do here. He kind of says, "Let me go! I will fight for my sister!" And you hear Escobar says, "You can barely wield a sword, lad. You mean to go die on it?" And you kind of hear him say, "I don't care. Let me go." And he kind of breaks free and starts running towards the stairs.
Stop him! Grab him!
Escobar and a couple of the other guys go running after him. The dragon has flown past you all. The caravan is out of town. I'm not moving the tokens. The dragon appears to be soaring after them at this point. The dragon fear has worn off. You have one prisoner standing shocked. Another one still being gripped by the other guard, who's sort of holding it in one hand, trying to draw a blade in the other. And you all definitely heard the speech billowing out and reverberating along the walls from the keep from this dragon person.
Oh, so did Gra hear the part about the biggest, best warrior?
I believe you did. Before we get to you, Oric, is there anything... oh, actually, you fired. I'm sorry. We are actually on Team Gra.
We're still
you heard
murdering
that.
these guys.
Team
right?
Gra, because Gra rolled the 1, and he's the token I'm using when I go to the initiative order.
Just tell me when it's Gra's turn. He's got something to do.
You all, as a group, can decide what you're doing and who's doing it in what order.
Okay, well,
now.
we still need to dispatch of these guards who are now pretty aware of us as Critic kicked the shit out of some monk.
Gra's gonna run up to this guard and then step over him and jump into the air and unleash his battle axe down into guard number 2, the furthest one.
Okay.
Oh shit! I was talking the whole time. I did not. I was in here. Okay. Yeah. I think I missed both times, unless a 14 hits.
Yeah. No. So, you and Gra move in. Gra goes past the guard.
I want to jump on him.
Your attacks whiff. Make an athletics check.
I will do that. +6, baby. Damn it! I fall down.
Fucking what?
I don't know. When
It's
I'm
fucking.
this
It's the
other time-
Tabaxi's underwear, is what it is.
Yeah,
You caught a
got
nice
it.
whiff as you were jumping through the air. Ugh.
Yeah, you
Oh, it
can't
smells
see
like
those
cat
poorly,
piss.
those poorly poked holes.
Ugh.
All right, 9. You see
all you, 9.
your two friends stumble and trip up, and through the commotion, you see that about half of the guards who were up here are coming running towards you all.
What the fuck? They saw us?
You
Wait.
are not very far.
Well, I thought this is like an
All
embankment
humans?
down here.
Whatever. Just say I'm the warrior.
Ugh.
I'm the strongest
All the
warrior, and then
humans.
they won't kill you.
Yeah.
Some of the humans, yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
I shout as loud as I can. Like the Dawn King of Tabaxi. We have the greatest warrior here to bout against your dragon man. As if,
Throw up the quotes.
announcing a fact.
Okay. All right.
Sorry, Gra.
I like that.
What else to do, dude?
So
No,
Gra has just face planted on the ground right now.
So the timing is perfect.
So
I want to
Perfect.
look up with mud and spit it out. Like,
I feel like this is what Gra would want anyways. He would want
yeah.
to fight that guy. Okay.
absolutely.
So
I'm not trying to throw you under the bus,
just as the
because I feel like
guard
this is-
gets his blade out and is getting ready to slash down at the prone large body of Gra, you hear 9 kind of shout out that he has a challenger. Where? Who knows? But you hear beyond the kobolds pushing past them. You hear this fella come striding forward and looking down towards the sloping hill. He says, "Where is this challenger?"
I help him up and I take the underpants off of his head.
Thank you, cat.
Here he is. I have him right here.
The guard with the sword raised above the head freezes at hearing the voice of this dragon person.
It was in your best interest. I have a thick skull. Ah.
While everybody's distracted and I'm helping Gra up, I want you to kind of take the 2 hostages and kind of pull them behind me a little bit. Move to the east, Soul Great, go. Go now. If you want to save yourselves, go. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I want to,
Alright,
like...
well, full disclosure, as you are doing this, the guards that were kind of, like, heading this way to see what the fuck was going on, appear to be slowly, like, striding towards you. A bunch of the kobolds are striding towards you. Like, they've kind of opened up this line. You can tell these people to run for it, but you feel like they would be painting a red flag on themselves.
I'm hoping, because everybody's attention is on this new contender that
Yep.
I have, and I'm hoping that I push them behind me a little bit.
Okay.
And say, to the river, follow it to the west, to the east.
Okay.
Find the great.
Just roll a d20 for me.
Oh god. Here we go.
Hey.
That's not bad. That's
Hey.
not bad. 12's
Alright,
good.
shoving Gra to the forefront and just fucking all eyes on him. You managed to sleight of hands the rope out of the one guard who was like kind of like backing away as this dragon started walking towards you all. And you managed to slip the rope free of his hand. You don't have enough time to undo the bindings on either of their arms right now, but they kind of like slump down and start walking towards the embankment on the river.
Give him.
Okay. All right, you do so. The one guard that Krennic hit is still on the ground, kind of like looking up towards, like, the other one has sort of stepped aside, and is lowering his blade and is just staring at the dragon that comes here towards you. He kind of stops right here. The kobolds all sort of like form like the equivalent of like a kind of like a fighting pit almost ring.
No.
Behind it.
Where are these other prisoners that
Yeah,
we
let me
dragged?
get you some tokens.
Yeah. So, I know what we're looking at here.
Just for my own curiosity too, while you're doing that, do I have line of sight of the dragon guy?
I feel like you do.
Yeah, I think you do.
It was like right around this area, right? Or close to.
Yeah, you could see him. You don't feel like the ballista can tilt downward enough at the moment.
What does that mean?
Like you visually can see him. The ballista has like a limited sort of range of rotation.
Oh, I can't shoot him with the ballista?
I don't believe so. No, I think we said it was like past this line last time.
Well, I'm sorry. That's what I was asking. If
Yeah. You have
So
line of.
I can't
The dwarf
shoot.
has line of sight. The ballista does not.
okay.
All right. So everyone's kind of filed in a little bit. Says, interesting specimen. Come, soldiers, bring him to me. Let us discuss the terms of this duel.
Gra, at the sign of these two guards trying to drag him, starts to walk by himself. He walks right over here.
This guy is beckoning for you to come to him. Is that not what you're doing?
I'm gonna... How far away is where I'm walking to?
What?
Like 30 feet away from him? I'm gonna walk over here and say, "Discuss your terms, Dragonhead," and laugh at him.
Okay. He's watching you very closely as you head this direction. Are you all moving with him?
I shoot the
Yeah.
others. I shoot the others off.
Kind of, but I'm also helping form the circle in hopes that even though I kind of gave away my persona with my feline stealth ability, I hope to kind of blend in a little bit again with my gear and putting my shawl over my head. I hope that these dumbass kobolds lose track of me and I can get lost in the crowd.
Like they forget about you.
Yeah, because
Okay.
this excitement here.
Krennic, what are you doing?
Yeah, I'm gonna
There's no shame in leaving.
fade away. Actually, those hostages, did they make it out?
That's where I'm heading. I'm heading to the hostages to help.
I'm
The
heading
The
with
other
the
hostages. The other hostages look like they are heading towards the tree line. Successfully.
Whoa, that's the wrong way.
That's
No,
perfect.
we told
Let
them to
go.
follow the river. We told them to follow the
Okay.
river east.
Well,
They'll
okay.
make it there eventually.
You think so?
And if they don't, it's the best we could. It's the best. Well, if you want to follow them.
They're not
Actually,
dead.
I'm gonna follow after the hostages.
Okay.
Oh, okay, dude, what have I done?
Right. The other guard eventually
Well,
gets
no,
up.
I get to the hostages and I tell them specifically where the gate is. So like, and I want to do this out of earshot of the guards. As soon as I do that, I'm gonna come back. But I'm gonna I'm come over here, confer with them, tell them how they should look for this grate, and then I'm going to basically like disappear from this commotion. Eventually, and it's an attempt to like circle back around and be ready to jump into the fight if I need to.
Okay. Well, right now you are going
Yeah,
to
just getting to
speak
the hostages. Tell them, yeah.
Yeah. So both Gra and Nine, as you kind of get where you're heading, this one guard who you sort of slip the thing around, he kind of like looks back, concerned, and then he sees the other guard kind of stumbling forward, and this guy shouts up over, "Enemies! They're enemies! They attacked us!" And the Dragon Man just kind of like, Fulham hires such fools. And he kind of like,
Alright.
he kind of just gestures, "It's no matter at this point." And he's looking towards his challenger.
the challenger is making a circle. He's drawing a circle out with his battle axe into the ground,
like flanking, kind of circling him.
He's dragging a literal circle, like he's digging into the ground a circle around himself.
Okay. The hostages are 1, 2, 3, 4, and behind him here. One of them is a teenage boy, the one that he kicked, who stands a bit bloodied right now. The other two are very small children, and then there is a woman there who Ordic sounded like this is Marcus' sister and her kids. Marcus and Escobar, you kind of see them running up the stairs towards the wall.
Where Graw's at, does my ballista reach that area?
Oh yeah.
It certainly does.
Anywhere past about like this line of kobolds here.
Yeah. Graw's trying to like put him in range.
In the zone.
He looking at you, Nine, with like almost a partial smile. Just going to put this up here.
Who's looking at me now?
The Dragon Man.
The Dragon Man. You can see his toothy smile kind of looking at you. Says, "You speak for your big friend there."
And I take away my accent to talk again, just trying to hide myself because I know I'm amongst dumbass kobolds. In the voice of Reynolds, I know a big competition when I see him.
The camera pans back to Gra and he's like,
And I know, Dragon Man, that you prefer someone, a tough opponent. This man looks worthy.
He kind of just glares at you for a moment, still kind of doing this like toothy smile. He says,
smile back.
He says, "These are the terms, non-negotiable. This duel," he kind of inflects a little bit, "is meant to serve one purpose and one purpose only, and that's amuse me while I put your friend into the ground. But by accepting these non-negotiable terms, I will let all 4 of these hostages go. You can have 3 now, and the woman afterwards. None of my men, none of my smaller men," he gestures to the kobolds, "none shall interfere. I won't even use my breath weapon." And he kind of like
Is he talking to me
like,
or is he talking to Gra?
he's talking to you and kind of like constantly looking towards Gra.
Okay. Alright,
He says, "My men will stand around and watch the fight. If any of you interfere, you all die. And I bring our large blue flying friend back around, yeah?"
fair enough. I know that's non-negotiable, but I try to use my. I try to be super persuasive. I'm not trying I'm not trying to change the terms of battle here, but I see you are wearing a lot of armor. You
And you get the or sound out. Roll d20. As he fucking just walks up and kicks you in the gut, and the last words that come out of your mouth as you're on your back looking up at this 8-foot fucking monster is you hear him say, "None